Hey guys, welcome to today's FindTheBestCarPrice.com video. Today we're going to take a look at the 2021 Toyota Sienna XLE. It has a sticker price of $42,491 and was redesigned for the 21 model year. Let's get started with our tour.
And the main thing that I get is people saying that it's underpowered, and we're going to prove today that that isn't actually true. And that might have partially been my fault because I didn't give combined horsepower as to what you get with this being a hybrid between the gas engine and the electric motor. And we'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. I'm also going to show a couple of interesting interior and exterior features that will hopefully be helpful to you and answer another common question I get about whether or not the middle seats are actually removable. Okay guys, here's where I think I might have misled people in my last video. When you consider what comes from the electric motor, it's 189 horsepower and 176 pound-feet of torque. When you combine that with the 2.5 liter four-cylinder, the net combined horsepower is 245. How does that compare to the competition? Well, obviously it's not the most powerful out there, but let's say the Honda Odyssey, that's 280 horsepower. But transmission-wise, it is an eCVT, so an electronic CVT, continuously variable. That's gonna be that single speed, essentially. That's what it is, transmission. And for those who might say, yeah, I still think that's gonna be way underpowered, what we're gonna do is actually use this, a draggy. I'll give you a little bit closer look at it here on the screen. What exactly is a draggy? This is paired with my cell phone, and what it actually does is use a satellite to track how fast the phone is moving. So we're going to do a 0 to 60 test. I'm going to do it with the air conditioner on, just kind of a real life situation just to see if it's really underpowered. When it comes to using the motion sensor to open these sliding side doors on the driver and passenger side, I know some people have expressed how they've had some trouble with that as well. Now it's pretty simple because number one, you've got instructions here, not only here on the window but also down here on the door sill as well. And there's also a place that shows you exactly where to kick your foot. But here's the thing, if you have the remote on your person, you definitely want to get your foot under the door sill quite a bit. I had to practice that a few times to get it right myself, but practice definitely helps out with that. But you know exactly where to put your foot. You want to get your foot pretty far underneath there. I tried to give you a good screenshot of exactly what that looks like, but that's pretty much the simplest way to show it. Now, what about the middle row seats? Before we get too far into this area of the video, I'll go ahead and put the numbers on the screen as far as the different cargo numbers. And just like the Honda Odyssey, for example, you can stow those rear seats, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. Now, don't shut the video off yet. While these middle row seats are not removable, they are able to be moved back and forth. Let me get my hand on the right place there. Here's the cool thing about that. You can move this just like this and slide the seat forward. In fact, you can actually slide it further forward than that. That's as far as it goes on both sides. Now, let me move this back, and I'm going to show you that you can remove this middle seat in the middle row. And you have several different releases, actually 3. They're all numbered. I'm going to show you how that works. Let me get the microphone in the right place so we don't lose that here. But here's what's going to happen. You're going to pull on number 1, and that will allow the seat back to come down. There's another one down here that is labeled number 2. You're going to pull on that, and then number 3, and then you can remove the seat. And that allows for more space. And when you move these 2 seats all the way forward, you almost have as much space as you would by taking them out completely. So that's very useful. And one thing, I haven't done this on all minivans yet. We're going to work on that. But I have removed the seats out of the 2021s and 2022 Honda Odysseys. And if you've ever done that and you thought, man, that middle seat is heavy, and of course the outer seats are really heavy, I will say this much. This middle seat here is much lighter than what I've found to be the case, without stuttering, to be the case in the Odyssey. Okay guys, here's another common question I get. People talking about having trouble using the power rear door here on the Sienna. Here's a trick for you. Be patient first of all, okay? You know where that sensor is located underneath the bumper, and if you don't, all you gotta do is line up with the center of this crown, and that's basically where your foot needs to go. But don't think that it's gonna happen just like that, okay? It takes a small amount of time, and here's what I mean by that. So I'm gonna kick my foot underneath. Notice how it didn't happen immediately? That's the big trick right there, and that works in both directions for opening and or closing. Now, if you notice where the door is right now, I'm going to open that all the way up because there's another trick that I did not show in my most recent Sienna video. If, for whatever reason, you don't want this door to open all the way, here is a very simple way to fix that. Okay, notice where it is right now. I'm going to pull that down to right there. And I'm going to hold the button right here down that has a picture of the van and a lock on it. I'll show you that on the screen. What's going to happen, you're going to hear one beep and then 3 quick beeps. Here's how it's going to work. So what that means, when you hear those 3 beeps like that, that means it's set. So just to show you in real time, and I apologize that this may take a few seconds, but I just want to show you this, how it really works. Okay, so that's closed now. We're going to go back up here. We're going to patiently put our foot back underneath the bumper. What you're going to see is that where I pulled that gate, the lift gate or the rear door down, is where it stops once you actually set it as I just showed you how to set. Now, here is something else that I'm commonly asked about. You have these little storage bins right here in the rear. Got 2 of these. And the trick here, or the question I should say, let me put that back for just a second, is that a standard feature or is it optional? It is an optional feature, just an upgrade, but obviously, yes, you can get that. Now, if you're going to lay these seats flat, obviously, you have to take those out of there. So I'm going to take these out real quick. And these seats are very easy. Again, just like with the Honda Odyssey with these stowing magic rear seats, you've got instructions right here on the back of the seats, but these are very, very easy. It's numbered time-wise as far as, or I shouldn't say time-wise, boy, I messed that one up, but it's numbered in the sequence that you need to go with, a 1 and a 2. And as you can see, that's pretty easy to do. And again, this little area down here is a multitasker because when you're not storing anything down there or the bins aren't in there, you can obviously use that for other items you want to store, whether it's groceries or whatever the case may be. But I'm ready to get to my most anticipated part of the video because I haven't done a 0 to 60 test. What we get is going to be the very first time I try it. We'll see what happens. Okay guys, I apologize, it's a little bit shaky here. Boy, it's trying to get down the road though. Let's see what happens.
60.
All right, there's our 60 miles an hour right there. So I will put the numbers up on the screen for you, and you'll have to tell me, are you surprised at that? Is that good enough? I don't think anybody necessarily expected that. Now, I haven't done a 0 to 60 with the Honda Odyssey, but I'll remind you that I did have the air conditioner on here. I'm not trying to necessarily do anything to set any big numbers. This is more of a realistic situation of 0 to 60. That's why I left the air conditioner on. Plus, it's 90 degrees today in early May in Shreveport, Louisiana. And hopefully that helps answer the most common questions I have received about the Toyota Sienna. But it definitely has some great features and conveniences that others don't have as well. So depending on what you're looking for, well, maybe this is the right vehicle for you. Gotta say a special thanks to my friends at Yoakum Toyota for loaning me this model for the day, and all of you for being kind enough to take the time to watch. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye-bye.
To learn more about the model in today's video, visit the link in the description for a detailed comparison between trims and pricing for the vehicle we featured or any other vehicle you are interested in. These pages feature information such as our recommended trim level based on price, value, and features. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We look forward to seeing you next time.